Thank you for joining me at Patami Crochet and Design videos. I'm going to be going over the basic stitch patterns and what to look for and how to read them because I got a lot of requests saying they're not really sure how to follow. So I'm going to be doing the basic steps. Now please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you like it, and leave any comments for me, okay, so that I can reply to you. Enjoy. So first let's talk about yarn and how to pick the yarn and how to pick the needle that goes with the yarn. Now every yarn has this little paper on it that tells them the brand and all that stuff. I should probably turn this around. And it tells you on here, depending on if you're crocheting or knitting, what needle sizes to use. I don't know if you can see that, but that says 5.5 and then it says I/9 right there. Yeah. Or let me pull this one here. Same thing with this little guy here. If you look, it'll tell you the needle size and then what letter, because there's a letter number that is associated with each ball of yarn. And how do you know which hook? Well, good question. If you look at a hook, let me pull one of mine. This one says, I don't know, let me move that out the way. I don't know if you can see that. It says 4.25, and my phone's shaking. Earthquake. And then it says G/6. That's the size of the hook. Each hook should have that number, whatever size it is, on there. So you just need to correlate that with the yarn that you're using. So for in this case, it says, okay, so the video cut off. But basically, we were looking at the yarn, whatever yarn you have, and the actual needle that correlates with that. So here we go. We had 3.5, and this is a, I don't know, move that out of the way so you can focus, 3.5 as well. So this hook will be used for this yarn. And that's kind of how you go about doing that. Sorry about the video cutting off. So now let's go to the basics. We want to make a slip stitch. So I picked this yarn, I love blue. Blue's my favorite color. So we want to do a slip stitch, and I'm going to show you what that means and how to do that, but that will be the basics of the basic. You need a slip stitch to start any project that you do in the future. So how you start that, you're going to loop the yarn around your finger twice. Now if you know how to do this, just fast forward through this part. If you don't, just follow. This is the easiest way I know how to do it. And basically you take the yarn that's furthest from your fingertip over that yarn, that second string there, and then you take that second string and you pull it over your finger, and then you pull it tight, and that's how you get your slip stitch. I'll do it one more time, okay? And if you pull it, as you saw, it just goes away. But go over twice, pull this one furthest away, over that one, pull that one, this one, I sound like my little kids. Pull it over your finger, make it tight. This one and that one and that one and this one. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so now you pull this tight a little bit to make your slip knot. I said slip stitch earlier. That's wrong. It's slip knot. But this is how you start any project. Now, the first thing about crocheting that you need to know is you need to know what length you want to work with, how long or how wide you want your project to be, depending on how you're starting it. Now this is called a chain. So basically with the chain, all you're doing is yarning over your hook and pulling it through that loop. So that's one. If you see anything that says chain, this is what it's talking about. You yarn over, pull it through the hook. And it'll tell you how many chains you need. So far we're at 2, but the directions will tell you how many chains that you need. Now, let me kind of show you what it looks like if you see it in writing. Let's see, it's right here. So let me pull this up so you can see it. If you see chain, basically you're going to see CH as abbreviation for chain. And if you see like that little circle, because they wrote it out in like a pattern form, like a picture form, you're going to see those little loops, and that means it's a chain. That's what you're looking for in patterns if you're reading a pattern, okay? So yes, again, the reason why chains are important is the foundation of your work. So let's just do 10 chains to be, just to do it. Let's see. So I'm at 2 already. So you're going to yarn over, pull through. That's 3, yarn over, pull through. That's 4, yarn over, pull through. 5, yarn over, pull through. 6, yarn over, pull through. 7, yarn over, pull through. 8, yarn over, pull through. 9, yarn over, pull through. That's 10. Now, see that? This is what you're working with as far as chains go, because you're going to be building from here on up. So if this is the length that you want for your project, I don't even know what this would, I would have to make some more chains. Realistically, if I'm making a scarf, or if I'm making washcloth, or anything along those lines where we're not doing circles, we're just doing squares, this would be the length that, well, you don't want this length, you want a longer length, unless you're working with fatter yarn, because the size of the yarn would determine how many chains you need, depending on the size. I know I'm sounding like I'm talking gibberish, but as we do projects, as I do projects with you guys, I'll show you what I mean by that. So that's just the basic chain. Now that we covered that, we're going to cover something called a slip stitch. Now, slip stitches are usually used to end a project or to round off a project. They're not really used in projects too often, but they do happen. So basically, you would take your hook and you would put it in the second. You would have to put it in the second, because if you go in that first one, you're going to undo what you just did. Okay, so you're going to go in that second, hold there, go in there, that second stitch. A slip stitch just means you're going to yarn over and pull through that one and the loop that's on your hook already. You're going to pull through both. That's a slip stitch. Again, what that is you go through that hole, you're going to yarn over, you're pulling through both of these, both. Slip stitch. What a slip stitch looks like in writing is right here. You're going to see SL space LST. If you see it in patterns, slip stitch, that's what that is. And this one is a circle, but it's colored in. So if you see that, that means you're slip stitching. Okay. So yeah, so we're going to slip stitch all the way across the chain that we just created. So again, in this hole, go over, slip stitching is going through both of these loops. Yarn over through both, all the way to the end. That last one there. Okay, now so we can get space and we can go up one. We're going to chain one. You remember how to chain? You just loop over and pull through. There's your chain, right? Now we're going to turn the project, and you're going to see that in patterns as well. When I say turn, you're just flipping your project to the other side, like so. So you can work this way now, across. Now what we're going to talk about is single crochet. Now that's important because a lot of projects include single crochets, okay? Single crochet is simple. You're just going to go into that. Now we just did a slip stitch, so it's hard to see, but you're going to go into the 2. Do you see that 2 right here? It's not that first 2, but it's the second one. You always want to go into that second one there. So you're going to go in there, right? You put your hook in there. You're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through that portion. So then now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through both of those. And that, my friend, is a single crochet. We'll do it again. We'll go into this space that we have next here. Yarn over. Gonna pull through that first one. So now you have 2 on your hook. Gonna yarn over again, and you're gonna go through both of these. single crochet. Oop, I got a straggler there, and that happens sometimes. Easy, just let that guy go. Put your hook back in. I'm gonna show you one more time. You're gonna go in here, yarn over, pull through there, so you have 2 on your hook, yarn over again, pull through both. That is a single crochet. What does a single crochet look like on paper? It looks like this. Single crochet is SC. If you see SC in a pattern, single crochet. And if it's drawn out in a picture, it's a plus sign. That means it's a single crochet. All right, so we're gonna single crochet all the way across here. Shouldn't take us long. We only did like 10 stitches. So you're gonna go in. I know it's kind of hard because we slip stitch, but yarn over, pull through. Yep. Go in, pull the yarn, yarn over, pull through. All the way to the end here. All the way to the end. Okay, now when you get to the end, last time we only chained 1 because we were doing single crochets. This time we're going to chain 2. So we're gonna pull through, and that gives us a longer stitch here, which is a good thing because now we're going to be doing double crochet, and with double crochets it's going to be longer, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So turn your project over to the other side so that